everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Lexus and this is Nom Nom's Fitness. As you can tell, something happened to the audio, which is why I'm doing this voiceover. Don't know what happened, but no sound is coming out. So I'm basically just saying I'm having a smoothie for breakfast that I made from one of my acai packets. And I'm not going to bother to film it because it's very repetitive. I already made a smoothie a bajillion times on this channel and it's the same exact smoothie. And I'm also having a oat donut. Well, a chocolate donut made from oats. And I'm enjoying this for breakfast. And the rest of the video, I'll just be showing you what I'm making for lunch and dinner, which are buffalo tofu strips and some vegan mac and cheese. So, I'm just going to finish this donut and get into the video. Okay. For lunch, I had a buffalo chicken salad. So I'm draining 1 block of extra firm tofu. I put it on the plate and put a cast iron skillet on top. So for the batter, my first bowl is about 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. The second bowl is 1/4 cup of almond milk, 1/3 cup of hot sauce, and 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. In the third bowl, I have 1 cup of panko breadcrumbs, a half teaspoon of smoked paprika, 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half teaspoon of onion powder, and 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. So I'm cutting the tofu into rectangles. You can shape these however you like. Make sure not to cut it too thick or too thin. So here I have my little assembly line going on. I'm dipping it in the cornstarch first, then the liquid, and then the panko breadcrumbs. And try your best not to mix the dry ingredients with the wet. You don't want to mess the batter up. And then once you dip it in the breadcrumbs, place it on a baking sheet lined with parchment paper. And I bake these at 425 for about 15 minutes on each side. But I most likely bake them a little bit longer because I wanted them to be crispy, so maybe about 45 minutes. Just make sure to turn it halfway through. So these are what they look like when they're nice and coated. So now I'm going to pop these in the oven. So here I'm making some buffalo sauce. You can just buy the red hot buffalo because that is vegan. But if not, just do what I'm doing. I'm pouring some hot sauce into a bowl. And then I'm going to add a little bit of earth balanced butter. Okay, once the tenders are done, I'm just going to dip them in the buffalo sauce. Toss them in the buffalo sauce. Fresh out of the oven. Make sure to get it coated on all sides. I'm using my fingers, but you might want to use a fork or a spoon because it is hot, as you can see by the steam coming out. So now I'm just placing the buffalo strips onto a nice, fresh, healthy salad. So they didn't have my favorite vegan ranch brand at the store, so I decided to try this one out. It was the cheapest one, so I thought, why not?
Come on. Baby, I'm not running around looking for nobody else. I've got one thing on my mind.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut up the tofu into like little strips. Okay. That buffalo. That's good. I now have a reason to love salad again. This spices up any salad. It's spicy, but it's not too spicy because I'm using red hot. I really like these tofu strips. Buffalo tofu strips. Really good. And, I mean, it's kind of kid friendly. But it might be too spicy for him. I don't know. When I was a kid, it wasn't too spicy. I just love all things food. But it's a perfect finger food. You can put these in wraps, make a buffalo chicken wrap. A trick to make these crispier is to do everything that I did. And dip it in the breadcrumb mixture. Take it out, dip it in hot sauce, And instead of just eating it after you dip it in hot sauce like I'm doing right now, put it back in the oven and wait until it gets crispy. Maybe for about like another 20 minutes or something. That's what I do when I make buffalo cauliflower. To help them be more crispy. You can just add more hot sauce if you want. I'll probably do that with the other ones. It's so good. Yeah. I'm making mac and cheese today. So I'll do that when I make the mac and cheese. I'm gonna put the buffalo tofu on top of it. It's gonna be so good. I don't know where I got this shirt from. Maybe it's my sister's. Maybe she went someplace and won it for free. I'm not even Brazilian. I'm just wearing this shirt. This is good. That made 13 buffalo strips. You can even cut them smaller if you want more. Okay, so I saw these gluten-free noodles at the store, so I wanted to give them a try because I like to try different things. So I'm cooking the noodles according to the package, and I added a little more than half the box. Maybe it's about 3 cups in cooked noodle form. So the cheese sauce is super easy to make. I'm adding 2 cups of cashew milk. You can use any dairy-free milk. A half cup of nutritional yeast. 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, half teaspoon of sea salt, 1/4 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. I'm adding 1 cup of Daya cheese shreds, and 1 teaspoon of dairy-free butter. Now I seasoned the noodles with a little bit of seasoned salt, black pepper, and garlic powder, and now I'm just adding it to the sauce. And you can turn the flame off at this point because the cheese sauce is already hot. You don't want the noodles to get overcooked. So the cheese is optional, but I tasted it and I felt like it could use a little bit more of that cheddar flavor, so I added another 1/4 cup of cheese shreds. So in total, I use 1 1/4 cup. So I followed the same steps as I did earlier, but this time I'm just double baking it so it can be crispier. So here is my mac and cheese and buffalo strips. Buffalo mac and cheese. Still hot. And try it with the buffalo. This is my first time having buffalo mac and cheese. Just thought about it last minute. It's like stuck. That's good. I normally eat barbecue mac and cheese. You know how you make barbecue chicken and you put the barbecue sauce on top? That's what I do a lot. This is really good too. And it's crispier. Being able to put it back in the oven. Perfect comfort food. Very simple to make. This is like one of the ways I make mac and cheese, because I have different ways to make mac and cheese. I normally make it in the oven, you know, baked mac and cheese with the cheddar cheese and all that stuff. And sometimes this is like the quick way that I make it. nutritional yeast. Just make it on the stove top. Some dairy-free milk, some cheese. And then there's a white mac and cheese that I make, where I use cashews and all that stuff, and I blend it up. So yeah, mac and cheese is one of those versatile foods. You can make it either way you want. But yeah, it's just a quick way. Very simple, very easy. So yeah, that's it for my video. Feel free to follow me on social media. You can follow me at NamNamsFitness on Twitter and on Instagram. And always don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you loves in my next video. Bye-bye.
Baby, I'm not running around looking for nobody else. I've got one thing on my mind. I already hear the